Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dr. Gill, thank you very much for your testimony today. I think the Genesis mission is incredibly important, and I want to thank you for your leadership on it. First question for you is, can you talk a little bit about the role that the Genesis mission is going to play in ensuring access to high-quality federal data sets? Because to me, of all of the things in the mission, I think that that is the most important, because a lot of people don't realize that the advancements that we've made, the scientific advancements we've made with artificial intelligence so far, have only been possible because of the availability of those data sets. Protein folding, for example. The only reason we were able to use AI to solve that problem with AlphaFold was the availability of a decades-old data set on protein structures. So that's the thing that's the most exciting to me about the Genesis mission, is the way that that's going to catalyze access to these data sets. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I'll be delighted. I mean, you are exactly putting the emphasis where it should be in terms of the potential. Let me elaborate briefly on the Protein Data Bank as an example. It's an effort, at Brookhaven, started in 1971, and with a set of collaborators. So after heroic efforts of 50 years, 200,000 proteins had been mapped using X-ray crystallography and other techniques. Then, because that had been created, it was possible to train a neural network to issue predictions of unknown protein structures if you had the sequence of amino acids. We went from 200,000 structures to 200 million in just the course of a year. This is the kind of transformation and acceleration that's going to be possible. There's nothing unique about doing this with just proteins. You could do it with any signal, with any kind of data. But you're right, we have to have a very concerted effort to go discipline by discipline and field by field, from astronomy to material science to chemistry and so on, and create and curate these data sets, sometimes because we have them, sometimes also because we're going to go out and get the data sets using our instruments such that it can be AI ready. When we do that, we will take AI beyond its ability to do language and code to its ability to do physics and chemistry and engineering. And that will change the direction of how we do R&D in the nation. But the data is the heart of the equation. So in our platform team, we have a team that focuses on the pieces of infrastructure and a piece that focuses on models, and there's a whole effort just around data.
Yeah, well, that's, to me, the most exciting part of the Genesis mission. I have a little concern that I wanted to raise with you, and that is the speed at which we're going to be able to get these done. And I know it's great that we're sitting here having this conversation. We're talking about moving at the speed of innovation, which is, it makes it seem like we're going to go do things very quickly. Unfortunately, federal government sometimes has a reputation for moving at the opposite speed. And the quantum centers, I think, is a good example. That was something that's taken us years to set up. And I think a lot of us here on the committee wish that that had gone more quickly. How can we make this, how can we speed up this process?
I could not agree more. I tell the team all the time, if there was one single failure mode that I see on this, is that we don't move fast enough. It's just, we just have to act like our lives depend on it, because the delta on capability is not 10% better. What we are seeing, what you can do right now with AI models compared to traditional systems, you see accelerations of 100x, 1,000x, 10,000x. When that happens, if we do not provide our national laboratories with the infrastructure necessary to do their work, and if we do not change the methodology with which we conduct science and engineering, and an adversary does it faster than us, they won't be 10% better. They'll be 1,000x better. And that's just an unacceptable outcome. So we have to do a lot, and this I am asking for the help of everybody of how we work together on doing that. The aspect of partnering with private sector and academia with creative ways to move faster is an accelerant. But you also can do a lot, and we can do a lot to be focused on having to deliver this. This is my #1 priority, and I know for the national lab directors, is their top priority because it is the way that they can deliver their mission. But your point on urgency and knowing that every day counts could not be more important given the rate and pace. In AI, if you don't keep pace of what's happening in a week, you're behind. I really mean it. Like, it is moving at a pace like no other field I have ever witnessed.
Well, let's make sure that we keep the lanes of communication open so that we can work together to make sure that we force that pace of innovation to move a little faster than it has in the past. But thank you very much for your testimony. I yield back.